All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD Starcraft, and of course, I am back for Game 2 from the WCS, and this is Innovation versus Taeja, Round 2, Fight. And Taeja is the blue Terran player at the top left-hand corner, and of course, Innovation is the red at the bottom right. Glad that they remain the same color. In tournament format, you usually are forced to remain the same color just to make it easier for spectators. It can get kind of confusing sometimes when the players obviously change their color. So it is time for game 2 here. Game 1, I think a little lackluster. I mean, obviously, I was hoping for it to be a little longer, a little bit more interesting, but it ended pretty quickly, and I think Innovation just kind of raffle stomped Taeja with that attack. We'll see what happens here in game 2 on Akalon Wastes. And this is a fairly big map, although it is not a 4-player map. It is a 1 versus 1 map. So, I think we have obviously you always have the possibility of a TvT going really deep. Taeja's got to have that kind of scratch in the back of his head thinking, wow, I just lost to a very basic and routine ground attack. It was just a mass Hellion assault, and I wasn't able to defend against it. I took way too much damage in the beginning. How do I defend against that? How do I deal with that? I think one of the best ways really to bolster your defenses, obviously, as Terran, is get a bunker or two at the front. I mean, those flamethrowers are not very good against bunkers. If Taeja had a few bunkers, he could have loaded his bio in there, and I think he would have been just fine. So maybe that is going to be how Taeja adapts. I don't really think Innovation will pull the same play off again. It's very rare you see a player do the same thing twice at the highest level of Starcraft, because they know that the other player knows, and they know they'll be on the defensive, and they'll be a little bit more wary for that type of opening again. So this time, in fact, Innovation is going to be going for a Reaper opening early gas. And I like early Reapers. They're really good in all matchups. It's basically now been delineated to a scouting unit. You don't really use it for damage. You don't use it to scare an opponent anymore. Gone are the days when you would have like LZ Gamer build like 5 barracks, have them all with tech labs, and then just pump Reapers. That was pretty interesting. That was fun. That was good times. But you don't see that anymore. It's pretty much now just kind of basic Reaper duty. Scouting duty. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be making its way out into the middle of the map here. We do have an expansion coming down for Innovation, also adding on a factory. Back at home, we do have a factory for Taeja as well, so both players will be teching up pretty quickly here. Although this Reaper, I think, will be able to delay this command center. There it is. So maybe I spoke too soon about the Reaper, man. That 4 damage Gauss pistol, not as strong as the Gauss. What was the turret called on the auto turret? It was like the Gauss cannon or something like that. I don't know, but the Gauss pistol maybe not as strong as the auto turret is. Still a decent amount of damage here, delaying that SCV for as long as possible. And let's see, back over here for Taeja, it looks like he's brought a new SCV down. He's going to repair that and defend it with a couple of Marines. So that Reaper is still trying to hop back up there. Of course, it regenerates out of combat, which is always nice. It's got full HP now. But with the 4 Marines on patrol duty now, I don't think this Reaper, it won't be able to get over to that command center anymore. Very unlikely that Taeja makes another mistake there. And actually, both players adding on Starport now. So once again, we'll probably be seeing quick medevacs, although this time, Innovation is going for Widow Mines. And he has switched up his strategy here quite a bit. Look at that reactor core pumping it out. It's like, must produce double Widow Mine. Really interesting to see that at work right there. But yeah, 2 Widow Mines are on queue right now. That factory rally is set to the front door. I don't think that Innovation is going to be using these Widow Mines for defensive purposes, because in early TvT, what do you have to worry about defending against? Now, you do see him burrowing down here, but I think he's going to get a medevac out, and he's going to ferry these mines over and try to get them underneath the Terran base, the enemy Terran base. But maybe I spoke too soon. He's actually now going to swap that starport, and he is going to go for a Raven, excuse me. So yeah, I guess not. I guess he is going to just use them for defensive purposes, although he might just end up attacking with these mines at the very near future here. You can see Taeja moving out a little bit. This is one of the new things in TvT you do have to worry about is mines, especially in the early game, because you can move out with your army and BAM! All your Marines are dead just to a couple of mines. So it can be pretty brutal, and Taeja's got to be very wary about that. That's why a lot of times you see, you know, you don't see them bunching up Marines moving out like this. This is pretty risky, I gotta say. I'm surprised Taeja isn't moving them out kind of one in front, the sacrificial lamb. And in fact, you know, he might just lose these Marines here if he runs up that ramp. This would be an epic mistake from Taeja, and I hope he doesn't do that. You can see that Marines, he actually ends up loading them up. I think he saw how many Hellions there are there, and that is a losing proposition. You do not want to send, you know, your puny Marines into 6 or 7 Hellions there. That would be bad. So Taeja there decides to pull out. Effective method, gets out of there, and back at home here, let's see what he's got going on in factory, producing more Siege Tanks. See, I think this time Taeja realizing, hey, I gotta go mech if I'm gonna beat innovation. There's no bio here, but no, he's actually adding on more tech labs on his barracks, so I think he's gonna stick with the same strategy he went last game. But he, you know, last game he had Siege Tanks, but the thing is he was just completely outhandled because innovation had done so much damage to him in the beginning. And, you know, there's just so many Hellbats and tanks on the ground that were outnumbering him. This time, though, Taeja hasn't taken that early damage. So I think we're going to get to see, you know, a very close, you know, 2 different styles. Biomech versus, well, let's see what Innovation's going for. He is going for mech. So, yeah, Biomech versus mech. And this time around, the ground is going to be much more even, and look at those Marines. It just ate the Widow Mine, and you can see it actually ends up doing damage not just to the ground but to the air, and that's why I think you got to be so careful pushing out with these Marines, because if 2 mines are placed at the same spot, it's GG for those guys. So got to be pretty careful there. You can see that Taeja is going to push out now, though. He's got stim, combat shields, and +1 on the way. You can see the difference in upgrades here as we have Blue Flame and +1 vehicle on the way for innovation. So difference in upgrades here, obviously. And here we go, Taeja really thinking about pressuring the front door before that Blue Flame and +1 weapons finishes. You can see that innovation is trying to destroy these rocks so he doesn't have to defend 2 different fronts at once. Couple of Hellbats at the front here. Gotta keep them safe. That supply depot is gonna go down, and Taeja is just gonna go for this attack before innovation can destroy those rocks. So now if Taeja wants, he can send like 8 Marines around the backside, taking out that expansion. It looks like that medevac tried to boost out of the way, but it could not get out of harm's way in time, and Synchro Missiles have been researched. Synchro Missiles coming down, and boom, going on those Siege Tanks, softening them up, and now it looks like innovation is gonna push out, and he's gonna bring all of his SCVs out as well, landing his Vikings down, but I don't think he's got enough firepower to take out Taeja, and Taeja obliterates everything on the ground. Taeja's got it. I think he's gonna get his revenge here in game 2. That was pretty interesting. I didn't even realize that that he had Ravens and Secret Missiles ready to go there, but there you have it. And it looks like that command center is burning in the sky right now, but Taeja should have this game in the bag, killing off 20 SCVs. He's at the front door. What is this? Oh, it's a barracks. Okay, so random barracks in the middle of nowhere. 1 siege tank at a really nice position, actually, laying down those artillery shells on those marauders. And a couple of reinforcements getting dropped over there on the left-hand side to help defend. It looks like innovation trying to defend one more time here, bringing those siege tanks, gonna try to drop them over enemy Terran tanks. Old school Brood War strategy. Actually, there are not siege tanks, those are Hellbats. I'm so sorry. But that is a very effective play, and you can see that Taeja is trying to medevac micro boxer style his own siege tanks to keep them alive there, and it's always great to see, you know, the Brood War style of playing TvT, and that involves a lot of medevac drops and dropping over enemy tanks. You can see that is what Innovation's trying to do here, but he doesn't have enough forces, and he is going to be forced to GG. So Taeja with the victory in game 2. That's going to take us to the final 3rd game, and I am told this next one is going to be amazing. So stay tuned, guys, and this is HD signing out.